Hello and welcome to Writers Who Review. This Facebook page has been set up for writers who want to receive reviews on their books on Amazon. We all know how useful this is. There are some rules and regulations though. People often don't bother reading them. Hopefully you'll watch this video. It will explain all of the group's rules so that you won't make mistakes and get booted and barred. Because we don't really want that, do we? Firstly, the no-nos, the things that can get you booted out of the group. This group exists for writers only. It's here purely for the purpose of getting reviews on our books and of supporting each other in that way. It's not a place to post adverts or announcements about your new books or your new series. There are plenty of Facebook groups to do that. This is not one of them. Any advertisements for new groups and so on posted on the book page will be taken down. Some admins may give you a second chance, but you're equally likely to be instantly booted from the group and blocked from returning. This may sound harsh, but there's a very good reason for this policy. The main page must be kept clear. Similarly, don't post questions or comments on the main page. View this write something here, create a new post box as being absolutely out of bounds. If you have something you want to ask or say, send a private message to one of the admins. Now, I'll come back to why this is important shortly, but firstly, how does the group work? You'll see as we scroll down, there are announcements, and then we have numbered threads. Thread number 5, thread number 13. Each one has links to books posted in it. Thread number 14. We keep going down, and all you're seeing here are numbered threads to lists of books. This is how it should be. This is the page in perfect running order. If I go down further and further, you'll see each thread is numbered. There is a thread for Kindle Unlimited titles only. You post books on there if they're available on Kindle Unlimited. You can also post Kindle Unlimited books in any thread, but this particular thread, thread 20, books posted there must be available to read on Kindle Unlimited. There is also a thread for books which are at a lower price, $1.99 or less. And again, if you post in that thread, your book must fall into that price band. So, how do you get a review on one of your books? You look through the threads and you find a book which interests you at the bottom. The only titles you're interested in are those at the bottom of a thread. Don't go looking back through them. The only live title is the one at the bottom of a thread. So here we have Not Quite Eden. Thread number 2, we have Malbed Muse. Spirit of Prophecy. Making History. These are on the current threads. You'd look through, look up the links for the books, find one that interests you, that you're fairly sure you like when you read it. This is important because you're going to have to buy and review that book. And we're here to support each other, so you want to read a book that you're going to be able to give a positive review to, ideally 4 or 5 stars. Don't choose a genre you're not interested in. Don't choose a book that you think is likely to push all your hot buttons. Choose a book you think you'll like. There are about 20 threads, so there's more than enough choice there to find one you'll be able to read and give a positive review to. So you buy the book currently at the bottom of the thread you're interested in, and you post the details and the link for your book underneath it. Your book now becomes the one at the bottom of that thread. So the next person along sees your book, and if they're interested in it, they will buy it and post theirs underneath yours. Once you've done this, you have 30 days in which to read and review the book above yours. As I say, it should be a positive review. If on the off chance it's so terrible you can't even give a lukewarm review, private message the writer before posting a bad one. We do not want bad reviews posted. Ideally, we'd like all good reviews posted, but not posting a review is better than posting a bad one. We're all here to support each other, and people who post bad reviews will get booted from the site. If you don't feel able to post a good one, well, okay, but you have to then negotiate with the person who wrote the book, and we will have to come up with some way of making sure they do not lose out on a review as a result. But do not post a bad review. Similarly, the person who posts beneath you will then have 30 days in which to review your book. Now that you've seen the way the site's constructed, it's obvious why we don't allow ads or comments to be posted on the main page, because otherwise people would be scrolling down through them interminably and be unable to find the threads with the reviews on, which is what the site is all about. So there's a zero tolerance policy on the posting of advertisements. Let's talk about the reviews. Where do you review once you've read a book? Well, you review on the best possible channels you can. Normally this means Amazon and probably also Goodreads. Some people will review on their blogs or on specialist review sites, but really there should be an Amazon review there ideally. Now, Amazon keep changing and moving the goalposts, and these days very often somebody can only review a book in the territory they bought it in. So since I'm in the UK, if I buy a book and review it, it will be reviewed on Amazon UK. Similarly, somebody in the US will review on Amazon US. But I will also review on Goodreads, which is obviously global. There have been complaints about this. Well, that's Amazon's policy, and there's precious little we can do about it. All that we ask of people is that they review in the best spot that they possibly can in their location. And that may not be Amazon US, which is where a lot of people want their reviews to be. So if you only want reviews from a certain territory, you have to make sure you mention that when you post your book link. If you only want Amazon US reviews, mark that in large letters so it can't be missed. But of course you will then be limiting the possible reviews you may receive, because you will be cutting out a whole section of the membership. Also, some people don't like to have reviews from Kindle Unlimited reads. They want purchases, because then it comes up as verified purchase on the review. Group policy is that all books can be read and reviewed by either purchase or Kindle Unlimited, if the title's available on Kindle Unlimited. If you don't want Kindle Unlimited reviews, either take your title off Kindle Unlimited, or again state it in the description when you post your link. But once again, you'll be limiting the possible reviews you may get. If you haven't said you don't want Kindle Unlimited reviews, you can't complain if you get them. What to do then once you've posted your reviews? You'll find somewhere floating up near the top here, there is always the review thread. And all you do then is you post a comment in the review thread tagging the person who wrote that book and letting them know you've now posted a review and where they can find it. And that then completes that review cycle. You've purchased the book above you, you've read it, you've reviewed it, and you've let them know and told them where they can find the review. The person who posts beneath you, reads your book, will do the same. They will review it in the appropriate places, inform you and tag you here in the reviews thread, and tell you where you can find the review. You can post your title at the bottom of a maximum of 3 threads at any one time, because we don't want one person hogging them all, do we? So don't go putting it at the bottom of half a dozen threads, because some of them will be deleted and you'll get a warning for it. The only other thing that's left to discuss is what happens if somebody has posted beneath your title but 30 days have passed and the book hasn't been reviewed yet. The first course of action is to send a private message to the person who posted below you, asking them when you can expect the review. Sometimes delays do happen. We like people to stick to the 30-day rule, but if they're going to overrun by a few days, give them the chance to explain. It's always nice though if somebody knows they're going to be a few days late, if they can private message the person whose book it is beforehand and let them know. But discuss it between you to start with. If a review still isn't forthcoming, or if you get no reply, then send a private message to the admins. People who do not follow group guidelines and do not review the books that they've posted beneath will have their own listings removed and will obviously be booted out of the group and blocked from returning. So we've got some policies there which we're very strict on, and because of the way the group works, we have to be. We can't have anything clogging up the page, otherwise the whole system starts to break down. And we won't put up with any kind of bad behaviour, people not posting reviews or people posting bad reviews, because frankly we've seen far too much of this. It's not what we're here for. We're here for a positive group where writers support each other by reading their books and posting supportive reviews. If that sounds good to you, then welcome aboard, and thank you for paying attention to the group rules and regulations.